Okay, welcome to part 5 or 6? I can't remember, of my analysis of the Daniel Holtzclaw interrogation. We are now into the kind of awkward phase of the interrogation where they're really trying to get him to confess to, something. Even if it wasn't forcible sexual activity, they need him to confess to something. And he's not going to do it. So let's see how it all plays out.
Steroids, would you tell us?
I'll tell you.
I mean, because we don't care.
I have nothing to hide about that. I've always been a big guy. Always work out all the time and whatnot.
When's the last shower you had?
Took a shower before work.
When you went home, was anybody home?
My girlfriend was home.
Did you live with her?
Huh? No, she didn't. She just stayed.
Did you get laid?
Okay. Notice how they're asking him these kind of random questions. They want to know about steroids and supplements, and they want to know about his girlfriend. And now Rocky just asked him, did you get laid last night? Two things are important here. Number one is they're asking him easy questions, and he prefaces each answer with a really long, which is weird because, he should be able to tell them quickly when's the last shower you took, right? Stuff like that. You don't need to think about that. Was your girlfriend home last night? He has to think about it. And it's not necessarily that those are lies that are coming out in those two answers, but that it tells you that what's going on invisibly inside of his head is he's really juggling all of his different lies and deceptions that he's told. He's trying to think of how he can spin his answers to each new question in his favor without contradicting previous statements. Now, despite those efforts, he's about to contradict another previous statement, which was, remember, he said after this traffic stop, he went directly home and to bed. Well, he's about to contradict this. Let's find out why.
Yeah.
What's messed around? Sex?
I guess
We were all adults.
we almost had sex, and she was tired.
What'd you do?
So my penis went around her vagina, and then maybe went a little bit in, and then she pushed me off and said, no, we don't want it. I'm tired. I was like, okay.
That's kind of mean to let it get that far and stop.
So
that's when you got home?
That's when I got home.
Okay, so the news story is his girlfriend was spending the night. He came home after this traffic stop, tried to have sex to the point where he says that his penis maybe went inside her vagina a little bit, and then she decided she was tired. That in itself is crazy, right? It's understandable why he would be kind of hemming and hawing a little bit, maybe just because you don't really expect to have to explain these things in specific detail to, your work colleagues. So I do understand it's uncomfortable, okay? But the thing is, they're going to catch him in some lies here. This is actually pretty delicious.
How often do you have sex?
About once a day, if that.
You guys have sex once a day?
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
Well, yeah.
How much you jerk off?
Maybe once a day.
I'm attributing his pauses and his preliminary, more to embarrassment and awkwardness than deception with regard to those two questions.
You have sex once a day and masturbate once a day.
Yeah.
What'd you do when you got shot down at home today? Usually you got to relieve that.
Right.
I know.
That was before work. That happened before work.
You masturbated before work?
Yeah.
Did you just go roll over and go to sleep when she didn't give you any?
Yeah.
You ever been accused of anything like this before?
I haven't.
Not in Michigan?
No. I have not.
You weren't one of those football players.
No, I wasn't. No, I was not.
Anything you can think of that will help us help you.
That's it. I want to go test. I want to get cleared up my name. I want to get cleared up.
You know what? If this is a bunch of false allegations, then I want it cleared up too.
Right.
And I'll help you clear it up, and it's this. We don't talk. It's not it's swarming around Spring Lake. It's out there.
It's in the department too. So.
It's not swarming all over the department. We in sex crimes, we do not run around and go, guess what? This is what we're working. We don't do that. It's not professional.
Remember, he said it's swarming around his police department already. Whereas earlier in his interrogation near the beginning, he said that he hadn't heard rumors. And then before that, one of the first things he said to her was that he was embarrassed because it's all over the department. So he's flip-flopping like a fish. Because it's all in his head. Like, there's this Bible passage. I can't remember what it is. I should look it up, but I'm too lazy. He was pursued, or they were pursued by none pursuing. Meaning, the people who were doing these wicked acts were fleeing from basically their own conscience because they knew what they had done was wrong. Same thing with him. That's why he perceives that everybody already knows. It's because he knows.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's around Spring Lake.
Right.
And everybody's gonna know that we pulled you down here. We tried to do it as discreetly as we could.
Right.
But, and like I said, there's officers that, I'm not saying being with the hookers is right, but it happens.
Right.
And it's life.
Right.
And if that's what this was, lay it out there for me now.
Right. No, it wasn't. No.
Wasn't. She would. Did she offer anything? Don't take me to jail. I'll do this. I'll do this. Did she offer you anything?
I think she was nervous, like I said earlier. Maybe he's a little flirtatious, but nothing crazy.
She never offered.
Whoa, 1,000 times, whoa. He just said she was nervous, maybe a little flirtatious. Did you catch how he just kind of snuck that in there? Because he is, in his mind, he's hearing her talk about all these alternate scenarios, right? It's part of the read technique. Some kind of more morally acceptable alternative that is still a crime, but, maybe would get the person to tell more of the truth. So he's kind of testing the waters with that. Maybe she was a little flirtatious. It's the first time he's already given 2 or 3 accounts of this traffic stop, and now he's for the first time saying that she was flirtatious. When he was directly asked how she was, he said that she was nervous, crying, but cooperative. He never said flirtatious. Now all of a sudden flirtatious is in the mix. So he's testing the waters, maybe should I go that route? He's considering it.
Anything in exchange for you not taking her.
No, she's really worried about going to jail, but
and sometimes they'll say, "Hey, I'll give you a hammer if I don't go to jail." No. She didn't offer that.
Mm-mm. She was nervous, like I said. She cried earlier.
Did she cry as soon as you stopped her, or after she was in your car? When did she start crying?
I think in the car. Yeah.
Weasel words. I think in the car. You would know that. You would know that if you do a traffic stop, you pull somebody out of their car, and they're already crying, you're going to notice that. If they're not crying, and then they start crying, you're going to notice when they start crying. You're not going to do any of that, I think it was in the car. No. Now, the truth is probably that she did start crying in the car, but it was because that's when he was assaulting her.
What made you let her go? Number one.
To be honest, I want to get home.
To be honest, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear that? To be honest, I wanted to get home. No, it was to be honest because I just made her give me a blowjob and I wanted to get the hell out of Dodge afterwards. And to be honest, I just wanted to rape someone and then go home. So, because he definitely didn't want to take her to jail. He didn't want to put himself out at all. To be honest, I saw her and my predatory mind kicked in. And then I got my gratification from dominating her, and then I went home.
How'd you pull her over?
Like I said earlier, I just cop, swerve, DUI, and if I had to do it, I would have done it. But I didn't think that she was past the legal limit.
That's just, I just would avoid that if I... Did you at any time... You said you picked her up around 50th and Lincoln. When you saw her swerve,
Right.
Did you at any time... Were you always behind her, or did you pull up beside her to maybe see who was in the car and then pull back behind her?
She was at 50th and Lincoln, swerved, and I was behind her, so I fell behind her. And then were you
ever beside her?
No.
What lane was she in?
The outside lane.
Closest to the curb?
Yeah.
This is her double-checking the details that he gave a while ago. If he's telling the truth, the details will remain the same. If he's not, there's a likelihood that they will change, if slightly. Also, she wants to know if he profiled her by pulling up beside her and looking into the car and seeing, yes, it's a woman, yes, she's alone. And he's saying that he didn't do that. So, now I don't know if he really didn't do it. If he saw her maybe through her other windows, although he says the windows were tinted, so he had a hard time seeing in the car. But that's what that's all about. Did you pull up beside her and kind of see if she was a good victim or not?
Or pull up beside her on this way and then fall behind her?
No, I was directly behind her about here, and she swerved.
And you stayed behind her? Because sometimes I would pull up beside to see, okay, how many people am I dealing with? In the car.
I didn't do that time. I've done that before, but
right, you didn't do that.
I didn't do it this time. No.
Could you tell if she was the only passenger?
I couldn't. It was dark tinted windows. I couldn't tell.
So you didn't know how many people you were walking up on?
No, I didn't.
Did she roll down her window as soon as you?
She had the back left window rolled down, and then she never rolled it up, and I think she opened the door, if I recall.
Okay. And was it pretty quick that you took her to the back, to your car?
After a couple questions, license, insurance, typical thing, she just gave me her little Oklahoma identification card. And that's like, okay, investigate attention, come back to the car with me.
Okay. Yeah, because that gives you a reason to search if you need it. What would you have done if you had found some dope or a gun or something?
As officers, if you find a little dime bag, it's, you can squash it out, rub it out. With gun, obviously, different story.
Now you logged out when?
I don't know the exact time, but off Prospect, when I about hit Prospect, and probably about 50th, I logged out.
Do you guys, because it's done different now, do you have to go to the station and check all your stuff in?
Handing her activity and all that one night.
You do that every night?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't go to a buddy, here, turn this in, I'm going home.
And then lieutenants clear us and say, you guys can go home.
Okay, so you didn't, and what, do they make you wait till straight up 2, or do they catch you at the end of 2?
Majority of the time, sometimes it's just up to the supervisor.
Okay.
The majority of the time.
And then you left?
Right, yeah. And then I headed up 50th, going northbound.
How'd you get to 50th? Just down Prospect?
Spring Lake Station, took a right to go north, off Prospect, took a left to go westbound off 50th.
And then picked her up at Lincoln.
About there, edge to the east, where I saw it.
Any other traffic out there?
No, that was the only car.
What about during the time that you had her stopped for like 15 minutes? Was there a lot of traffic going by? Was there any traffic going by?
I think there was cars I could see as far as going west towards our direction and whatnot. But nothing like real crazy driving by us all the time.
Okay, so this is a good stopping point for this installment because they're going to step out and powwow. And, you can see really at this point that they both know that he did something wrong. he's done an admirable job of keeping his composure, which he does throughout the interview. He never gets loud or combative, but it's just, it must have been devastating for them to just have that gradual realization that, you know, oh my God, he really did this. Which is, it should be horrifying for anybody really to think that a person would abuse their authority like that. That is horrifying. All right, guys. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll have the next part up in a little bit.